just been introduced, entering the room. David Gergen, as you see her come in with her husband, the former president, your thoughts?
Well, we'll come back to this this issue.
Yeah, let's table the McCain for now.
You want to stay with McCain?
No, let's table that.
Oh, let's table that, exactly. I think we're all waiting to see what she's going to say tonight. There's a lot of drama awaiting this because she is going to acknowledge his victory, but how much farther is she going to be? She'll be gracious toward him, but is she going to withhold her endorsement tonight? Is she looking for something more from him? Is she going to enter into some sort of negotiation for him? There is pressure in this hall tonight, and where she is in New York, to have her on the ticket as vice president. And today, apparently, in phone call with the New York congressional delegation, she said that if he offered it to her, according to two sources on the phone call, that she would take it. This is going to stir a lot of conversation tonight and the days ahead about the vice presidency. So there is a lot hanging on this speech tonight.
James Carville, you have watched her give a lot of speeches. Your thoughts on what she is going to, should say tonight?
Well, I mean, obviously this is not that she's disappointed. I mean, she's worked hard out to do something that she's wanted. She's had, as David Gergen put out, an incredible second half. So, but my heart goes out for it. I'm not exactly delighted by the fact, but she's a strong woman and she'll do fine.
Let's listen in.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you all so much. Thank you, and thanks so much to South Dakota. You had the last word in this primary season, and it was worth the wait. Now, 16 months ago, you and I began a journey to make history and to remake America. And from the hills of New Hampshire to the hollows of West Virginia and Kentucky, from the fields of California to the factories of Ohio, from the Alleghenies to the Ozarks to the Everglades, to right here in the great state of New York. We saw millions of Americans registering to vote for the first time, raising money for the first time, knocking on doors, making calls, talking to their friends and neighbors. Mothers and fathers lifting their little girls and their little boys onto their shoulders and whispering, "See, you can be anything you want to be." Wonderful women in their 90s who came out to see me because they were born before women could vote, and they wanted to be part of making history. And the people who drove for miles, who waved their handmade signs, who went to all the events that we held, who came to HillaryClinton.com and showed the tangible support that they felt in their hearts. And I am just enormously grateful, because in the millions of quiet moments in thousands of places, you asked yourself a simple question: who will be the strongest candidate and the strongest president? To take back the White House and take charge as Commander-in-Chief and lead our country to better tomorrows. People in all 50 states, the District of Columbia, Puerto Rico, and the territories all had a chance to make your voices heard. And on Election Day after Election Day, you came out in record numbers to cast your ballots. Nearly 18 million of you cast your votes for our campaign, carrying the popular vote with more votes than any primary candidate in history. Even when the pundits and the naysayers proclaimed week after week that this race was over, you kept on voting. You're the nurse on the second shift, the worker on the line, the waitress on her feet, the small business owner, the farmer, the teacher, the miner, the trucker, the soldier, the veteran, the student. The hard-working men and women who don't always make the headlines, but have always written America's story. You have voted because you wanted to take back the White House. And because of you, we won together the swing states necessary to get to 270 electoral votes. And you know, in all of the states, you voted because you wanted a leader who will stand up for the deepest values of our party. A party that believes everyone should have a fair shot at the American dream. A party that cherishes every child, values every family, and counts every single vote. I often felt that each of your votes was a prayer for our nation, a declaration of your dreams for your children, a reflection of your desire to chart a new course in this new century. And in the end, while this primary was long, I am so proud we stayed the course together. Because we stood our ground, it meant that every single United States citizen had a chance to make his or her voice heard. A record 35 million people voted in this primary. From every state, red, blue, purple, people of every age, faith, color, and walk of life. And we have brought so many people into the Democratic Party and created enthusiasm among those we seek to serve. And I am committed to uniting our party so we move forward stronger and more ready than ever to take back the White House this November. You know, for the past 7 years, so many people in this country have felt invisible, like your president didn't even really see you. I have seen the shuttered factories, the jobs shipped overseas, the families struggling to afford gas and groceries. But I've also seen unions retraining workers to build energy-efficient buildings, innovators designing cars that run on fuel cells and biofuels and electricity, cars that get more miles per gallon than ever before, cars that will cut the cost of driving, reduce our reliance on foreign oil, and fight global warming. I have met too many people without health care, just a diagnosis away from financial ruin. But I've also seen the scientists and researchers solving the medical mysteries and finding the treatments and cures that are transforming lives. I've seen the struggling schools with the crumbling classrooms and the unfair burdens imposed by No Child Left Behind. But I have also met dedicated and caring teachers who use their own savings to buy supplies, and students passionately engaged in the issues of our time, from ending the genocide in Darfur to once again making the environment a central issue of our day. None of you is invisible to me. You never have been. I see you, and I know how hard-working you are. I've been fighting for you my whole adult life, and I will keep standing for you and working for you every single day. Because in your courage and character, your energy and ingenuity, your compassion and faith, I see the promise of America every day. The challenges we face are great, but our determination is greater.